Good morning, natural gas. It's Wednesday, January 21st, 2026. I'm Tim Beggins, president of Elk Trading Company, and we've got a massive short squeeze continuing today. Currently, right now, for the spot February contract, we're trading at 487.80, up 97.1 cents or 24.85%. This is huge move. This is the biggest move we've seen since 2022. The RSI has turned higher, obviously, and we're aiming for this recent 5022 high. With this colder weather forecast continuing, much of the country is going to suffer for at least 3 to 5 days of bitter Arctic cold. So let's turn to the hourly chart. And folks, you can't use the pivot system in this environment. You just take the daily chart, drop it down to the hourly, and use that 13 and 48 period exponential moving averages. And so far, the price action continues to hold above that 13 period exponential moving average. So that's your first momentum potential stop loss right there. Keep in mind, this market can continue for a while. So let's take a look at what it can do, because that's that recent high we have here. But taking a look at the continuation chart here, this is the natural gas continuation chart. That recent high had been 549.60. And as you can see, we've got some old historical highs at 646.60 and 7604. The RSI is turned higher, obviously, with this price action here over the last 3 days, but only shows up as 2 bars because of the MLK holiday. So let's take a look at the April through October strip. And this strip is up 23.1 cents. We're currently trading at 374.10, up 6.58% today. We're above the value area at 360. Obviously, the RSI is turned higher. We'll look to see if this can continue, because if this weather continues through February, it puts a bid under April through October, especially with European storage in such a bad position. Let's take a look at the wind chill factor, and let's go right to today. And as you can see today, we've got colder temperatures across the Great Lakes all the way back into New England. And as you can see here, as we move forward in time, we've got some bitter cold coming in at the end of the month, but also right here, 27th, all the way down to Texas in the south, even including parts of Florida, are going to be bitterly cold. As you can see on the wind chill map here, -3 for Chicago, single digits down, maybe -1 for New York, -20 for Atlanta. This is going to be an incredible week. So let's take a look as we move forward. This continues for a little bit and gets even worse on the 28th, and possibly the 29th. It gets a little worse. But as we get toward the end of the period, and this is February the 6th, this cold weather seems to linger. So we've got to be really careful to see how February starts. And let's take a look at the weather out in Midland, because this is really critical for production. And here's the problem. Friday night, we get showers in the evening when temperatures are starting to move down towards 17 degrees. That turns into a wintry mix on Saturday with a low of 9. And then Sunday, a low of 14, which is partly cloudy. So what's going to happen? Wind turbines, solar is going to be out, and potentially natural gas production. So we've got to be very careful to see what happens here and for how long. What about Houston? Well, Houston has the highest demand when it's near 32 degrees, overcast, and has some sort of precipitation event. Why? Because we've got heat intensive industries such as refineries and chemical plants. And look what's going to be the problem Saturday and Sunday, because it's rain, it's overcast, and near 32 degrees, at least over the night, and especially on Sunday. Luckily, it's on the weekend. What about Europe? Well, right now we've got some cold weather, and this is the temperature anomaly chart. We're moving it to the anomaly chart here today. And as you can see, that bitter cold out in the eastern parts of Europe also includes parts of Germany and Turkey. As we move forward in the forecast, though, we do see a warm period comes through, which is why TTF prices are down a little bit. And as you can see, going forward in time, this does come back around January 28th, when we get some bitter cold temperatures through the Baltics, into Poland and parts of Germany, including Berlin. but then at the end of the period, it seems to warm up dramatically. So that's why TTF is pulling back today. How about storage in the EU? Well, it's now at 49.1% full. This is a 2-day lag, and France is in the worst position at 40.8%. So this will continue to drop down with this bitter cold that will happen over the next few days. We'll see whether or not this warm temperature on the forecast continues. And here's Asia. And this is China, Japan, and Korea. As you can see, it is quite cold in China and Korea's and parts of Tokyo right now. As we move forward in time, their eastern provinces still stay cold in China, especially the Koreas and Japan, and then seems to warm up a little bit here as we go forward over time toward the end of the month. It does warm up for a little while before the cold snaps right back in toward the 1st of February into the 2nd. And of course, as we go forward, it just seems to linger. So recapping, we're going to go to stocks here. Stocks for the oil and gas E&P sector. These are stocks between $2 and $10 billion and have a high short float. And as you can see, it's a sea of green. Leading here is BKV up 9.46%. Right behind it, CRK up 9.22%. But Murphy is down 4.81%. So recapping here, the spot February contract is up now over $1. It's now trading $492.80, up 1.025 or 26.21%. This is a huge move and looks like it will continue at least for the next day or so. There's some maintenance going on at Sabine Pass LNG that has been postponed. So there is going to be a pipeline move there. It's required for the channel. So we'll keep a careful eye on that. Remember, even with this bitter cold, LNG is still moving offshore. And the only person who has the right to turn it off, the President of the United States, Donald J. Trump. And he's in Davos. Good luck to you all out there. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below. Please hit that like and subscribe button. Thanks for listening. We'll see you tomorrow.